How do I keep my avoidant partner from running away? How do I prevent them from discarding me? How do I get them back? How do I win this person back? These are common questions that people may ask when you've fallen in love with a severe avoidant. These questions are very understandable, but understand the answer to these questions will lead you down the path of anxious attachment and anxiety. If the avoidant is working on themselves, that they're taking true accountability and they're really working to heal their core attachment wounds, which should include therapy with a licensed psychotherapist, entirely different story. If the person's taking accountability, great. However, if this person is not taking accountability for their actions, if they are still entrenched in their avoidance, if they still push you away when emotional intimacy builds, if they actually discarded you and dropped you like a rock and have not shown you any signs of working on themselves, trying to either keep this person or win this person back means sacrificing your own wants and needs. It means having no boundaries and allowing this person to continue their toxic behavior. Because any kind of resistance, asserting boundaries, expressing your feelings, or being your natural self in the relationship is going to trigger this person and push them away. Because keep in mind, loving, healthy relationship behaviors are exactly what trigger avoidant fears. This is a person at a young age that learned that emotional closeness leads to abandonment, so they fear it. And if you're a person that's trying to connect with your partner, that is going to trigger their fears and they're going to push you away. So you have to tiptoe around preventing yourself from getting too close to this person, and you have to speak just perfectly to avoid triggering them in the wrong way. You have to constantly walk on eggshells and tiptoe around them. And guess what that is? Anxious behavior. That's what anxious attachment is. When you are trying to manage the reaction of the other person to prevent them from abandoning you. Now, if this person's already left and you are trying to win them back, you are sending yourself the message that it was okay to discard you, that it's okay to treat you that way, and this person doesn't have to take any accountability. Once again, sending yourself profoundly anxious messages. Your wants, your needs, your feelings do matter. Your own mental health matters. Your own self-esteem matters. When you are allowing someone to treat you in a way that you don't deserve and you're not holding boundaries, you are sending yourself profoundly negative messages. You are sending yourself the message that your feelings don't matter, that your wants don't matter, that your needs don't matter, that this other person's feelings matters more than yours, that this other person matters more than you in general. And that is precisely the message to send yourself if you want to become anxiously attached. It is so important to hold boundaries. Boundaries being what you will and will not tolerate, what you want, what you don't want, what you need, don't need, and enforce them when your boundaries are infringed. Enforcement can be as simple as saying, no, I don't like this, or it could be as extreme as walking away from the relationship. But ultimately, a securely attached person that knows their worth, even when they feel stress and anxiety, is still going to hold boundaries. And yes, there's a ton of content out there on how to talk to the avoidant right, how to prevent them from being triggered and running away. But when you are taking that responsibility on, you are taking responsibility for managing the other person's emotional reactions and triggers, which is such an incredibly anxious thing to do because you're trying to control the uncontrollable, and the other person has free will. You can't control them. You can only manage yourself. You can only control your own behaviors. And it is very important to stand up for your wants, your needs. Yes, the other person's feelings matter too. Absolutely. They matter equally as yours. But when you recognize that this person is so insecure that you have to be careful with the love, the affectionate, the communication that you show them, you're sending yourself the message that you have to walk on eggshells, because the only way to prevent them from running away is to suppress your wants and needs and avoid being your true, authentic self. And nothing is more anxious than saying to yourself that this person's feelings matter so much that you have to fall on your own sword and sacrifice your wants and needs. It's an extremely toxic thing to do for yourself. If this person loves you and values you, they will take accountability and start to work on themselves to repair the relationship in the right way. And the right way is the way that respects your wants, your needs, your feelings, because your feelings do matter. And if this person cannot do that, if they cannot reciprocate, if they cannot show you love and energy and effort in the way that you deserve, well, that person is not a good partner for you. And that might be something to really ask yourself, is this person truly healthy for me?